For every new technology, there are always people who are just naysayers, but behind of it, I think there's a kind of fear that they will not understand. And at first, I mean, it's probably the first reaction to not understanding, you know? And
Yeah.
then they try to put themselves in a situation where they feel strong, and it's a strong emotion to hate something, yeah, like
Hmm.
they know something more, on the other side, on the opposite side, they know something more than everybody else, so
Hmm.
yeah, I've watched this for a lot of things, like there were people who were against Facebook, people who were against way back then MySpace. There's always something,
Some people who would watch this probably don't even know what MySpace is.
I don't know. Well, I think by now everybody always keep MySpace going, even though
Hmm.
it went down. But it's a precursor to all of these, a precursor to Facebook.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
as an artist, I feel like in the very beginning, AI got popular with the pictures and the videos. And I think the argument that they have is that it's just lazy. But just before we were starting to record, you told me about your current project, and you do use AI assistance, and you're a senior software engineer, but still, things take effort and time and a lot of problem solving skills and other skills that AI can't really replace, even with the current technology.
That's true. I mean, most of anything, any project, no matter how big or small, right? If you want to get it the way it needs to be done, it does take effort. Yeah. Like, I mean, I've tried tools like Base 44, and it doesn't even get it right on the first go. Like you write your
What
prompt
does
and then
that
you
tool
should
do?
automatically it creates applications, right? So it's not like you just write how the application should be. That's the way it's advertised, yeah? Or Lovable is similar to Lovable. So these tools are advertised like you just put in your prompt and then presto, you got a complete application, right? But
Yeah.
when you really start with these things, you need augmentation, like when you on the first go, you will see, oh, it's not quite the way I want it, and then you will need a few more takes. You see what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
if you have if you know exactly how it needs to be, the tools they might not give you it exactly that way. Then it needs some effort, so you need to know what's going on and even code parts of it yourself, if you really want it to be, in a way suiting to your needs, right? So yeah, it does take
Yeah.
effort. There's also a learning curve. It does take all of these tools, right? You still need to learn how to use them. So it does take some effort. And for example, my favorite is Copilot for small HTML stuff. But still, if you don't know HTML, you might not get what you're expecting. So that's it. It takes a lot of effort in all,
I
even
mean,
video creation, all of these.
yeah, I mean, I remember learning HTML because of MySpace actually.
Mm-hmm.
And now, yeah, I used AI to make kind of like a workbook thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
was not happy with the colors or something like that. And I still
Mm-hmm.
need to download an HTML editor and use that one because I can't just tell AI the whole time to change something because these advanced tools that people say is for lazy people, these tools usually very limited and you have to pay for them. So obviously if you want to do a lot of things, you can't just rely on AI alone.
So, which kind of people say these tools are for lazy people? What are these people doing? Because I can't imagine. I mean, these tools are welcomed for people doing projects. How are these tools for lazy people? What would you do instead? Like, okay, that sounds like me when I used to be making web pages with Notepad. right? You know, the normal little notepad on your computer, yeah? That's how I used to make web pages back in the day at the start of the internet. Um, of course, when editors, you know, visual editors came, like Microsoft Publisher, yeah, and there was Adobe. It wasn't Adobe. It didn't belong to Adobe yet. I don't know if it's. I don't remember, but there was Go Live, a software called Go Live, and I found that really, yeah, I found it a bit lazy. But the problem with that tool was it was disadvantageous, right? So it produced a lot of code just to make it exactly the way you want it. It produces a lot of unnecessary code which slowed down the web page. So
Uh-huh.
you could say this is similar to what is going on now.
What was
You
that tool again?
understand?
What was that tool doing?
It will use a lot of HTML tables just to get exact positioning of the graphics, you know? So you could actually lay out a page exactly the way you want it, as if you were working with Photoshop, you know?
It sounds
Or
like the Canva website that I tried recently.
oh, okay.
Kind of
Well,
drag and
all of
drop.
these Yeah, all of these technologies are based on older technologies, you see. Like that tool
Mm-hmm.
used to, it would take a whole picture. Some of those tools back in the day, you know, that's in the 90s, they would just take a whole picture, cut it up into manageable pieces, put it in tables, and that would be your perfect HTML design. But then you needed somebody like me to go and clean up the code, you see, to make the web page faster. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can understand a little bit of it, but you still need to have some knowledge. So it still needs some effort. So laziness is definitely not a part of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
look at
mean,
video creation. I don't know if yeah, you've tried video creation, AI video creation. The
uh-huh.
Even though it might seem like a quick fix to make in movies or whatever, it takes a lot of knowledge still. You still need to know about camera movements and you still need to get your characters consistent. So that's all a lot of work. There's no area looked at in AI where I would say somebody's being lazy by using AI to do a task.
Yeah, I think, there's like the black sheep, so to speak, or like just the people who put out lazy content and content that was not very realistic, or the finger was, six fingers or something like that. And
Mm,
people saw that and just made fun of it.
mm.
And I think some of these people who did that, I don't think they realized, I think they just wanted to show, like, hey, look at this new thing, and they just were so excited, so they don't even care that there's another finger, for example. But they just, I think some people were actually very embracing it a lot, and other people just made fun of it because it's like, look, AI can't even make a handwrite.
Well, I was one of the people who used to find it funny, you know. I mean,
It
if
is
you have a
funny.
hand with extra fingers and things like this, that was very funny at the start of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But then, me myself, I'm a perfectionist, so AI has taught me to accept imperfection, believe it or not. Because I
Oh,
was creating, yeah, I was creating, there's a Bing image creator group where I was in, and I used to be creating pictures and we share them, you know, and it's a lot of fun. But my viral picture was very imperfect and it went viral, you know?
you're not talking about
And
the risky AI pictures, right?
no, 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 not those. There was one picture I made of a girl running away with a leg of lamb or something at a Brixton market, and that was viral because it was a trend to be creating running image, you know, like running away image, somebody running away from somebody, and this was not perfect, but the concept was good, and everybody liked it because of the concept, and they even they ignored even the AI. They just enjoyed the context of the picture, you know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, from what I've seen, I feel like AI really enables creative people or anybody who has a lot of ideas,
Yeah,
because a lot of times AI takes away, in my opinion, a lot of unnecessary. It's supposed to be like taking away your repetitive tasks that you
right.
don't. There is no point in having pride in doing these things, in my opinion, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a bit, maybe it's a bit of a controversial opinion, but for example, I don't like drawing backgrounds.
Mm.
I personally, if I want to do a web cartoon or anything like that, I don't really feel like there's anything wrong with using AI for making backgrounds, because while it is an art form, if somebody makes a whole painting that looks like a nice background, like a landscape or something, it's
Mm-hmm.
not really the purpose. If I just want a background. It's a background. It's not that deep. It's I need a, it's not the main
Yeah,
focus.
right.
So I'm thinking maybe some people are also upset that are that way, that are like the photographers who just make plain pictures, and stuff like that. And they feel
Mm-hmm.
threatened because now AI can do maybe a better job, even because you can tweak
Well,
things, you can
they
play
are.
around with fantasy, like make an object a different color that it wouldn't be in nature, but like that's an artistic point. And that takes creativity too. So maybe these people are actually challenged, as you said,
Well,
not only
they
scared but
are
challenged.
threatened. Yes, they are threatened because the point is, I mean, maybe these people like to make things about them, right? But even though I'm a creative person, I'm also looking at it from the business side of it, right? If I want to get a product, right? There shouldn't be so much emphasis on the person making the product. It should be about the product, and this is what AI help you to do. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
Just to focus on what you need, not that person, letting you wait, making it too expensive. You know what I mean? So you just cut
Mhm.
out this and just get to the point, especially for business graphics. So you don't need all that, you know, waste of time actually. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
create an infographic. And I find AI good for, soul like entrepreneurs, like if you're just one person in the company, AI give you that extra hand, so AI help you to be productive, you see?
but
So
that's
I
why it's
think,
so relevant now and so widespread, because a lot of people are in that mindset, since like at
yeah.
least a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And it does help. So even I was debating, actually, that's a good point now. I was debating for my fashion brand, my Instagram, because my brand is a lot about authenticity and I
Mm-hmm.
present myself as an artist. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking if I start using AI, today I played around with one of my older drawings, and I'm probably going to post that later. I might link that to the video or something.
Mm-hmm.
I used AI to merge my drawing that I drew by
Mm-hmm.
hand
Mm-hmm.
with my jewelry and
Mm-hmm.
a little prompt, just kind of maybe changing the colors up a little bit. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually just took all of these elements, which all come from me. And I'm also a human who puts in this prompt into the AI and commanding the AI to do what I want. So I got
Mm-hmm.
these pictures and I really like them. I actually really do. I was surprised. Um, so it didn't change my style completely, Yeah, it made it a bit
Mm-hmm.
less organic, so to speak. But it put the point across because I wanted to show my jewelry and I wanted to use one of my old drawings and bring them back to life, because I would have never posted this type of drawing by
Mm-hmm.
itself or edited with my jewelry on. It's just, if you have a concept in your mind, it can be really frustrating how it is hard to put it into reality. And then if you have these tools, they save you so much headache. And sometimes you really need a little bit more action to
Mm-hmm.
have some development, going on as an artist or
Yeah.
whatever, or a small business or a solo business or whatever. So
Right.
through
AI
AI, you can
helps.
jump ahead. So
Right.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I personally, I'm a bit upset actually that some people are very, it's like almost propaganda type against AI. It's really a little bit, as someone who didn't have a lot of, like, let's say, privileges, like money privilege or time privilege, and a lot of people struggle with these things, and they have great ideas. You want to stop them and tell them this is just evil, this is just bad, this is just an omen for like a bad future that we're going into, stepping
Well,
into.
okay. I have heard a lot of conspiracy about any technology, like when Facebook came in there, a bunch of people say, Facebook, I don't like Facebook, you know?
I mean, they did
And
mess up. They did mess up with the data stuff, and
yes, but
yeah.
it's not before them messing up. It was just the concept of not liking it, just being scared that people getting the data and all of that. But
But
yeah,
that's so funny
there's
because
always
now a lot of young people, they don't know that back in the days you had these yellow pages books and you have people's phone numbers. You could just look up their name.
they don't know.
A lot of people
There's
don't
somebody.
know.
Okay,
You could just
okay.
look up anybody, your classmates, you know, seriously, some girls, they had a crush on someone and they just look up the name or they know the parent's
And
name
call
and
them.
then they call. Yeah.
Yeah. In
It
in
was a
in my
paradise for stalkers.
right. Even in the Caribbean, our phone books, you even get the address, and depending on the size of the island, they just need to get the village, like the village of the person. Like if you
Hmm.
you can reverse look up, you see what I'm saying? If you just know, you understand, then you can get the street information basically.
You mean
So
you look into
that's
the
zip
background?
yeah, that's zero privacy right there, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, a
Or
lot of
even
people dox themselves like that.
yeah, or even telephone services, like where I would be in Europe and call and ask, tell the name of someone back home anywhere in the Caribbean and ask for the telephone number, and these services would give me the number.
Hmm.
So what is that? How is that compared? Is I don't know. In Facebook, even you have more privacy than that, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
because
there's
Facebook
a.
doesn't expose your email, it doesn't expose your telephone number unless you have a WhatsApp link as such. Yeah. Well,
Mhm,
there's always some side effects. So
that's true. But now, as a software engineer that has been working for so long, like you saw everything and you learned so many things and you have so much knowledge on these things, and now you're using AI. A lot of
mhm.
people would think, oh, you can do something in 5 minutes, like you can program a game or do something crazy in like a few hours. But the reality is is what?
It depends on what you're doing. Like if I want to, let's say TikTok-toe, right? I can ask AI to create TikTok-toe and it will be done in 1 minute, right? But
Hmm.
then if I want to produce a tic-tac-toe game that's production ready, that's gonna take a little bit more time. So I probably might need even it can go as much as 1 hour, because when you're working with AI, it's coming up with more suggestions how to do things, and the more you do, the more regressive it gets, the more mistakes, and especially when AI forgets some functions that every time you ask for change, that's basically what you were saying before. Like if you do a page and the color isn't right, it's actually better for you to change that with your hand than ask AI to do it again because it might forget maybe a button or something. So it's not as easy as that, even though you know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
my experience is AI will give me the functionality, but it does not give me the usability. and then I would have to ask it for help afterwards, to produce the help system. So yeah, it's still not like a click, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
and the things that you see just right when you open up an app or just even coming to the app itself. So whatever you create, if it's not just for you, there's a lot of other work that has to go into it to actually really make it something worthwhile.
that's it.
It's not
That's
just
right.
doing one prompt and that's it. And that's what I think actually it ties back into this lazy comment because if you are lazy with AI, you're not gonna get a good product. You're gonna get something like you just said, like who wants a random tic-tac-toe game for
Mm-hmm.
what? That doesn't
Right.
even look good.
Right.
Like we don't need these type of things. We don't need like somebody just making a random picture that has no context, no idea, no
Right.
inspiration.
Right.
And yeah, I think it just enables people that maybe have hold themselves back a bit because they're like they have a good story idea, but they don't really have the skills with drawing it themselves, for example, or
Yeah,
executing
that
it.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It bridges the gap with what you might, what you might not know. And if I think about a good game or a good application, right? If I think about a game developer, the thing is, you still have to put in the same effort like you've done before, but your AI helps you to be quicker with it. Even that you have to go through everything, it will still take you time, but you still have to put in the same effort. You still have to pay attention to the same details. Like even Lovable and Base 44, when I try these tools, there's so many things that they leave out. Like when you have, if you're producing a mobile game, right? You will need the splash screen, or even if it's an application, you need the splash screen. And unless you ask specifically for that, the AI tool does not do it. None of these tools I've tried, when you ask them for a complete application to do this or that, they do not put in the splash screen unless you specifically ask for it. And then the icon for the icon, right? Did you try any of these web page producing AI, and they gave you a title icon for the
A
page?
title, a title. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
like when
you
you look
mean
into the browser, this little icon in the title. These little fancy things. These little things AI doesn't do it. You have to be specific about it. You know, it can do
yeah.
like if you're starting a web page from scratch, you will need the logo, you need everything for that page. Unless you
Hmm.
specifically ask for it, at the moment, no AI tool does a complete job. You see?
Yeah. Do you think it's ever gonna be able to do that?
Of course. I mean, there's agentic AI, and once you program it, I guess that will be my next project now. You have to specifically ask, so you can program it to prompt the person requiring a web page to find out about the look and feel, the context, to be able to create a logo for it, and then from that it flows from there.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, and the funny thing is, in the beginning, even if I have my knowledge and my years of experience and everything, I still, when I got a bit excited, I used these agents, these more advanced agents that usually you have to pay for. And yeah, I used up these free credits very quick because I got excited. And if you are tempted to let AI do everything for you realize that, yeah, it's not, it might be easy, but only if you want to pay, for example. So people think AI is that advanced and stuff. That's true, but it's still a little bit of a barrier there. Like, as you said, there's a part of knowledge that you have to, there's your own input that's still
Hmm.
relevant.
Hmm.
But also, if you just really want to be lazy, you still have to pay money for it at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if
I
not, it still
avoid,
takes time.
that's right. So I prefer to learn and take the time. I pay with time, not money.
Time is
Yeah,
money, yeah.
right. Yeah, especially video, man, that's the worst. It can get real expensive, you know? Like
Mhm.
learning how to create video with AI. You will pay. Definitely.
For me, I mean, I played around and I have two short fantasy videos, and
Mm-hmm.
it took a lot of like retrying each time,
Mm-hmm.
each little frame, and we only get 5 seconds.
Right,
Maybe there are
right.
some apps that give you a little bit more, but they are
Yeah,
still
eight
behind the
seconds.
paywall.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want more than 10 seconds, that's really unlikely that you can get that, especially if you are doing it for free. So you don't want to spend money on AI. You want to be lazy. The product is not going to be that great. I don't, if people like, well, there were some upset comments I saw on some videos that are AI, and people just felt like they were lied to. Like they felt like, you know, they got
I
duped.
can't
They're like,
understand that because
they,
movies are not real, you know. People accept them as reality, maybe looking at them, but there's no difference between a movie. It doesn't matter how the movie is created. It's the same thing. I mean, there was CGI. I don't remember people complaining about CGI. CGI was like, wow,
yes, they did.
did
I
they?
heard people I heard people complaining.
Okay, well, I know different people then. Because I'm with the
Well,
people who are like, wow, look at that effect. Wow, you know, how did they make that? That's the group I'm in.
mhm. I don't know, maybe like indie type people who are very purist type people. And I don't know what to say about these people because I don't like generalizing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm not on that side, I noticed. I like the principle alone that something is made with AI, just throw it in the trash, throw it out the window, that mentality, I can't really identify with it at all, to be honest.
Oh, I'm at the fascinating side, I would say. I love a challenge, you know. Like if I see something, I wonder how it's done. I'm curious how it's done. I'm curious how to do it, you know, like upstage it. And I'm curious about all the possibilities. I enjoy breaking down, you know, like there's nothing more interesting than getting the prompt to do what it's not supposed to do.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like there's this nudity, like, you know, one of the first tools I used to use was Bing, you know, and there's always this nudity challenge. So that was pretty interesting to get it to, you know. Yeah.
Oh my God. Nudity challenge.
Yeah,
All
to
right.
challenge the, you know, how to trick the tool to produce nudity. You know, like the weak points in the tool basically,
Ugh,
you know.
I was
Yeah.
so frustrated today because of all of these new updates, and I understand, but at the same time, it was very ridiculous. Like I made a male mermaid, so a
Mm-hmm.
merman, and it refused. Like when it was going down the chest, I could see, like you could see. I think I used what is the one you always use?
Being image creator.
No, the one you use now. What is it called from Microsoft? Microsoft. Do I have to restart? Are you back?
Mm. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I asked you, did you hear me?
Yes, you asked about the tool I use. I said Microsoft
No,
Bing
no,
Image
the
Creator.
normal AI, the one you use a lot, like for just minor things.
I
I forgot the
use a lot
name.
of tools. I use Copilot for my little things at the moment.
Copilot.
Yeah,
Was it Copilot? Yeah, I use Copilot. Yeah.
yeah.
I use Copilot, I think. And
Mm.
it just, every time you can see it loading, like you can see the image starting from head to toe, it becomes more
Right.
clear. And the bottom is
Yeah.
still blurred. And then it just kind of stopped and it's still blurred. And I'm like, what's
Right.
going on? And then it says, oh, it seems like it wanted to create something. What's the statement? It just tells you basically that it wanted to do something inappropriate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was a man. And it's so ridiculous. Like, just because you say chest in the prompt or something.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I said blur it to black or something like that, it you can go around it a bit, but it's
Yeah.
still very, since about a few days or a week, it's been even more difficult now to use AI. A lot of people still don't know that because they're not that into AI.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use it daily, you notice every single update.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yeah.
last
Well,
week I
I'm
could do one
sure there's
prompt
still. Uh-huh.
and now it's three. Like I have to read, like tell it, hey, you forgot this, you forgot that. And that's that's not how AI used to be even a week ago.
Yeah, it's constantly learning, and lots of people are, let's say, I wouldn't say hacking, but like pushing it to the limit. So it's learning, you see, that's how it really is. But
And maybe the internet restrictions as well, the ones that were recent
yeah.
about
Hmm.
pictures, content, everything, like maybe that affects it too. I think so, because obviously if it wants to do something inappropriate so easily, because I'm
Hmm.
seeing something quite innocent, like a mermaid, a merman. A kid can easily do that. So I understand that they want to restrict it. But at the same time, even not pictures, just regular asking AI something, giving it a prompt, that has also changed in the past few days. And I think also people underestimate these things, people that don't work with these things, because now it takes three times longer or twice as long again,
Well,
so
then
it keeps,
you
you have
can
to keep
always
adapting.
you can always use NSFW tools. So
Okay,
the
well,
quality, well, these usually are stable diffusion type, so the quality is a little bit questionable sometimes. It looks like it's produced from older models, but yeah, not safe for work. I used to use them as well, like if you want stress free, half nude, you know.
you know what?
But
I'm thinking maybe some people are really angry with these things because even like a while ago, I spoke with some, I think, a Portuguese guy, and he wanted to show me something on his phone, and then a message of his cousin popped up, and he keeps sending him like Facebook profiles or something with like Instagram model type women. Like
mm,
they're dressed, but it's very, you know what I mean, like
yeah.
fishing, fishing
Mm-hmm.
for male eyes. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just funny because he was so embarrassed and stuff. And I just looked at it and he was talking about it and saying, oh, his cousin is so weird, blah, blah, blah. I didn't care, right? But
Mm.
it was so funny to me because it seemed like he didn't notice that all of these profiles are AI women.
Oh. Oh
And can
well.
you imagine some women finding these things on their man's phone? And then they're like, screw AI.
You think? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, imagine you find out that your man is that stupid that he can't even, or even, I don't want to go too deep, right? But even just that the standards on the internet are now in a certain way where it's next to AI, like it looks like a AI person. Like that is the standard. I think putting like that people can't tell the difference, that is a bit worrisome, I think. Like
But I
that
don't
there's a
think
little bit of
that's.
stupidity into it, to be honest, because
But
how can you not tell?
I don't think that the woman would be thinking in first instance that the man can't tell and he's stupid. I think she will be busy getting jealous. Yeah, she herself will not even notice it's AI, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in some instances, the men do know and they don't care. So,
Yeah, it's a fantasy thing, I would say. Because I have a
mhm.
page, dark skin AI, and it gets a lot of messages. Men are sending messages like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," all of that, you know. And they're talking up to you like you're a real person they're chasing. That's incredible. I
Wow.
don't know what to make out of that, actually.
Maybe they hope, like, maybe you can sell a chatbot or something to them.
Ha 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 ha. No. Their pages would do that. I mean, they're way back in the beginning, there were some OnlyFans with AI generated women, and yeah, they made a lot
Wow.
of money too. Yeah, that was in the
There's
beginning. That's
men.
2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, how much
Crazy
different is
times.
that to porn? It's just a picture, you know.
You know, I have to censor that word if I want to post it on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. You see now.
Yeah, maybe I'll split it off this podcast just to see if this will get flagged or not pushed or something. I don't know.
Oh my, just for one little
Anyway,
word. Oh dear. Sorry about
yeah,
that.
that's YouTube now. But
I
you
guess
can cut,
naked,
yeah,
you
keep
can't say
us out.
naked too, right?
May I have to keep bleeping it. That'll be fun to edit. Yeah. Well, that's
Uh-huh.
why I don't want to keep it too long. But I do want to touch on what did I want to touch on? Yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way because I did find that conversation yesterday on the phone. I want to revive it a little bit and just
Mm,
talk about the people who hate on AI because they say it's ruining the planet. And I saw a video, hear me out. It was like a hippie type guy, and he was saying, "Oh, I want to, rich hippie." So he looks broke, but he's not. And he was like, "Oh, me and my friends want to buy this land, and we want to have our community or whatever, and grow our plants and stuff, and live off grid. But this company has bought all of the land because they're building servers for AI, and it's ruining nature and it's taking away stuff." So there's also this aspect.
mm.
Immediate thoughts.
My thoughts?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, first of all, how much space are we talking about? How many servers could that be? I mean,
I mean,
but
in
in
the
any
video, they are
case,
dramatic. They're going to show
yes.
something. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's not entirely
Right.
true.
Right. Okay, let's take that is true. Let's take that is true. I would say that AI um is doing a better contribution to nature than whatever he had planned. I
Okay,
mean, when
how
it comes to
come?
what he wants to live off grid, yeah. How is that contributing to mankind? That is his little thing with his little group, one or two people, right?
I
Um.
don't even know where this guy was. I don't even know like which country he was in.
Okay,
Maybe
but we can go
America?
along. Where?
Maybe America?
Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's go along with it, right? I mean, AI is definitely good for the environment because AI can help to make predictions like for farming. AI can help make valuable prediction, identify crop disease, animal disease, whatever. I mean, all of these are good things for the environment. It can help with waste management, water management, all of that. You see what I'm saying? So, comparing that to whatever he plans to do for himself, I would go with AI. because more people benefit from AI than whatever he plans to do for himself.
I mean, a human makes more waste anyway than an AI ever could.
Exactly. Exactly.
But also, like, it's true, if you rely on humans for these things, like a human will have an idea to help the environment and then go after that idea, cool. And not many people do that. But what if we have like people really care? Like, I really care about the environment. So if I ask AI and I take all of these ideas and I see maybe we can go even further and keep on going with like automatic things and stuff. Like you told me last time we talked that
Hmm.
what was it? You used AI to like you can send commands to a watering system and things like that.
Right. You can use AI for agriculture. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
one idea, if you have a remote farm, AI can detect um when to
Weather
water the
changes.
plant. Exactly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, AI can even help farmers in the sense of predicting the weather. Do you understand? With weather prediction
Yeah.
and how it relates to crop production and planting seasons, recommendations, and all of that. Yeah, I can help with that.
All kinds of things. And imagine like how many people would do something stupid and maybe if they asked AI, they would actually reconsider.
It depends because
Because
I just
sometimes
saw
we
in the
hear these
news.
bad stories,
Yes,
like
I
really
just saw
bad
in the
stories.
news a man who asked AI and he wanted to replace salt in his diet, and AI suggested sodium bromide. No, if you
Yeah.
did a little chemistry in school, I mean, that would scare you if AI suggests to me to use sodium bromide in my diet.
It just
I
sounds bad. I
definitely
don't know
wouldn't
what it
trust
is. It doesn't sound like something that's
it. But
necessary in my diet.
yeah, but he's an older gentleman and he trusted AI that much and ended up in hospital with a rare disease. They said, yeah, imagine.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay,
So some
so
people
I
take it
mean,
too far. I mean, you have to, with AI, you still have to fact check. So that's the point, right? Like if AI suggests something to you, you still have to go further. You still have to test it out. Like even when I ask AI for information, critical information, right? I do check with other sources. You see what I mean? So it's not something like you're gonna
mhm.
rely on it 100%.
Yeah, but if you, I mean, everybody knows if you ask Google about the like symptoms or something, like if you tell Google you have a headache or a pain chest, you will
Mm-hmm.
get the worst feeling because the results are going to tell you everything horrible and it's not
Mm-hmm.
even true. So
Mm-hmm.
by default, I'm not thinking, oh, AI is going to be much different. Like it's going to be a little bit better, probably. But I
Mm-hmm.
personally, I studied personal training, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of things where I'm like, this is a little bit stupid advice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even by credible sources. And that's just because nothing is inherently perfect, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, like
So a
even when
little bit of skepticism is good, but not completely throwing out things just because you don't like it or something.
right, there are two things I'd like to say. The one is I just saw an image where AI could detect developing breast cancer before it reach a further stage, and this is like with image recognition and all of that. So AI in the healthcare, there is very positive. It's looking very good. Now, on the other hand, when I ask AI for something, right, and this is I, it's left to be seen how agentic AI is gonna be much better. But sometimes when you ask AI things, you do get frustrated. I get frustrated with AI and say, listen, this is not what I'm talking about. You know?
Oh no, today was absolutely ridiculous. I really, it was nothing about food or anything like that. I don't know. It told me some, like, what is it called? Eating ED services and like, oh, if you know someone who needs help, go to this number and stuff. And it was so strange. It was so out of context. I didn't know why it said that, and it did it twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's so buggy sometimes still.
Yeah, I've been having that recently with Copilot. Like I like to use the voice option for Copilot. And I will ask Copilot how to do something. And then Copilot will suggest to me where to go and find information. That gets me upset because I'm asking Copilot to give me the information, not tell me where to get the information, you know?
Yeah. That defines the whole purpose. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Well, this I think is a lot of fear mongering a little bit. And I don't know if it's maybe people actually do feel that way because I don't want to make up my own conspiracy and say people want to stop other people from having opportunities and stuff. But that could be the motivation of some people. There could be some, as we talked about earlier, some they feel like threatened. Um, yeah,
I mean, AI is the perfect opportunity for people to develop themselves. So instead of looking at what people could gain, try and gain for yourself. You see, that's how I look at it.
I don't know if these people tried and failed or tried and got frustrated or and they thought, oh, this is supposed to be easy, so I must be an idiot or something. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, there are all kinds of people. There are people who fear changes. There are all kinds of
Oh,
people.
yeah,
So.
actually, I've noticed that some people they actually think AI is some kind of god. Like they really put themselves on a lower hierarchy because they say this is superior intelligence.
Mm,
Not artificial intelligence, superior intelligence. That's how they
mm,
frame it. And if they
mm-hmm,
think, oh, because a computer is already smarter than me, that's
mm-hmm,
what these people think. So then
mm,
AI goes beyond that, and they're like, oh, this is an entity now. This is, people lose their minds because they just have that perspective. And I don't think these people would even want to try AI, or maybe they tried and, as I said, feel very inferior because they're like, I don't know, overwhelmed or something. I have no idea. But I think there's a lot of resistance that's unnecessary because it's not gonna. We are in a phase where it's very trendy and everybody's talking about it. It's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna go away, but it's not gonna stay like this forever. People are
Well,
gonna find
something
out
else
it's
will
not that
come. I
easy. For example,
maybe maybe something else will come because computers been around for a long while, so I can't predict whether AI will just disappear, but it's highly likely.
disappear.
Yeah, it's highly
Oh,
likely that it will you know transform into something else.
like
Yeah,
what?
we'll see. I have no idea.
It sounds very ominous.
Well, technology is always developing based on demand. Everything is always getting faster, getting bigger. So I'm sure AI will change into something else. I mean, even if it's a name change, that's just how it is.
Hmm. That's also a point. Like a lot of what AI is doing, for example, I think I mentioned Claude before, Claude AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's, for example, you want a workbook, so you give it a text and then it makes a workbook out of it, like visually pleasing. You can
Mm-hmm.
scroll through, it's very nice, but it's basically
Mm-hmm.
just an HTML file.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, as with your expertise, you know that these things have been around for so long. AI
Mm-hmm.
is just kind of the bridge to get to these tools or like to jump over learning these tools a
Right.
little bit.
Right.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know. I
quite
think some people
frankly,
are just. have been fooled by AI and just are upset, to be honest. I think that's
Okay.
it. They just feel like inferior and they don't like it.
I can't relate, but quite frankly, what has always happened, yeah, is just like when a technology come out, let's take web pages, right? You had the coding, the hard coding, the hard coding, and then they came tools which help, make it quicker, right? Ready to publish. And then the
Hmm.
same thing happened with programming as well. Like um you have the hard programming, and then you have tools that will just come presto and you got that solution you want, right? Now
Hmm.
AI is like combining, data and tools, which is even,
Hmm.
more powerful. So I definitely believe something else is coming after that. It's not just gonna be AI. Whatever the lapse is right now, it's gonna develop. So
Hmm.
I'm just going with the flow. Whatever comes, and I love it. That's where I'm jumping. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
I mean, my favorite language was Java, and then Python came, which made coding easier. You know, I
Hmm.
myself was resistant to changing over to Python because it Java has a very high learning curve, so it took a long time to really master Java. You know what I mean? To say, okay, I'm a master in Java, but then
Hmm.
Python, you can't ignore Python because now you can program large language models with Python. So Python is very essential. Python is essential for data science and data analytics, you know.
Hmm.
And at the same time, I must say some of these old tools, once they have use with today's technology, they still hang good. Like Excel. Excel, you can use Excel for a lot of data visualization. So Excel is still relevant today, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I guess from the business side of things and the, creator, engineer side of things, there is no room for resisting AI or saying AI is bad or in any, way you look at it. I just
Hmm.
can't see it. I can't see how AI is bad.
I think you touched on it, like thinking about the future. It's different as if you just have a narrow view of the trends right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized as somebody who has a fashion brand, for example, if I want to use AI, I still need to incorporate my things because if I don't, my products are not going to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real way around it. AI is not that great. Like, yeah, maybe it can fool someone to think this is on a model or this is on another person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but you can't rely on these things, right? That's luck and chance and gimmicky a little bit. So I believe, for example, that AI can develop to just, for example, I take a lot of pictures some days. Some days I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it. Most people don't feel like doing all of this, uploading your pictures and going through and all of this stuff. You have so many pictures, videos. If you could
Mm-hmm.
just feed that to AI and say, you categorize it for me, for example, or you create a post out of it or schedule it to be posted, like just as a reminder at least. Even
Mm-hmm.
these little tasks, they
Mm-hmm.
still, it's a feeling as well, like as a person who is just one person for now with my fashion brand. I do
Yeah.
everything. It really
Right.
takes off a load off my chest. Like it makes me feel like I'm less like this procrastination, I noticed a lot of times, is just being overwhelmed. So yeah,
Right.
I can take that away a little bit, or a
Yeah.
lot of it actually.
I mean, AI is invaluable. Like I said before, for creative people who are doing things on their own with limited budget and all of that. But you still need to know what you need to do. You see what I'm saying? Like If you
Mhm.
create the most fabulous fashion, unless you understand you need to promote it, unless you understand how to market it, it's not going to be successful. Even if AI exists, you still need to know how to use it,
That's
you know.
true.
hmm
Yeah, absolutely.
But then that okay, we're a lot of people. We can't ignore the fact that a lot of people are afraid of AI taking their jobs. I think that's the number one thing, right? And that is exactly, it depends on how you look at it. I don't, I think they're companies who really support the community by hiring people, to support the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and I think these companies will still continue to do so because it's a part of their business strategy, business ethics, whatever. But then for individuals like you and me, right? If I have a business, I can't afford an employee. I need somebody maybe to do my marketing. I can't afford an employee. An AI
Mm-hmm.
employee is perfect. It's not like if I'm taking away work from somebody. You know what I mean? It's not like if I could hire a person anyway. So for that,
That's true.
then again, other companies might be after profits. Like, it's just not their ethics. It's just not in their ethics just to hire people to support the community, to create employment. You see what I mean? They're after the profit, so they will use AI anyway. Basically, people should learn AI, right? Because yeah, that's the only threat. The threat is themselves not getting with the program and learning AI. Yeah, being AI illiterate is not gonna help.
Yeah, and people ignore that, these higher ups, they're not just gonna start using AI themselves and they still they're gonna reduce their employees, probably, yes. But they're gonna, maybe even what people were always dreaming about, working from home. Everybody says that, I want to work from home. And then this is how
Mm,
you can work from home nowadays. And in a real
mhm.
way, not in these weird ways where they say, oh, do some whatever surveys and get some 20 pounds here and there. No, actual work.
Right.
And these people will still be employed, but now they just have to have skills with AI as well, most likely.
That's
And
it.
it's just an enhancement of any of your expertise or anything that's already within you as a person.
Yeah.
Like, even I was really surprised that prompting is kind of something that's like a job now. I don't know how long it's gonna last. But people sell
Yeah.
prompts. People who are good at prompts are really winning right now. Sometimes I think I'm missing out because in the past few years I was writing a lot and I noticed that it really does help me with prompting and just saving time.
Definitely. A lot of people are saying English is the new programming language because even yeah, just knowing how to write prompts will give you a better results. You see? That's it.
Exactly. And another person, it could take them 10 steps. And I still noticed if, as you said, if you don't know, like you need to kind of know what to ask, even if you rely on answers from AI. So if you still need more knowledge and you have to go to the question thing, like you ask AI, how do I do this? How do I do that? Which is what a lot of people are doing now. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't do all of these advanced things we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, even that, if you don't really like, if you're very broad and very simple, you're not gonna get a good result. It's just like replacing Google
That's right.
if people use it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to get with the times because I hear other people talk about these things and they've been in business for a long time as well, and they say that either you get with it or you get left behind. And that's not a
Yeah.
threat, but it's like it's
It's the reality.
yeah, and it's not like it's a barrier. Like anybody can do it for free, right?
That's right. Even if you can't see, you can use AI with voice.
Exactly. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't use their phones a lot. I mean, I work in an area where people have like small boutiques and stuff like that, and they have good staffs and they have good ethics, and lots of people complain about big businesses and stuff and people taking away jobs with AI. But if these people would use AI,
Yeah.
that's actually supporting the community.
Right. Speaking of time.
Time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I think we talked about a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to stop it here and then soon have another episode because we always have
Yes,
a lot
because
to
I
do.
remembered now I have automated my post and yeah, I need to check on it if if it produced well. We
Okay.
didn't talk about AI automation. All of these things are too fantastic to even ignore.
Yeah, I mean it was 1 hour, seems long, but we touched on a lot of things. And a lot of people are in these stages. I think some of the things we talked about was even flying over some people's head probably. But
Mm,
yeah, there's so much to talk about because AI is so universal and so yeah, it just takes everything in, so to speak.
yeah.
All right, my earphone is giving out as well.
Okay, it was nice. I
Fascinating.
enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
what are you doing in AI next?
Well, if you're an overthinker, if you're a person who has a lot of ideas, AI is very tempting, so I need to sort myself.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I kind of gained a lot of clarity. Like I have back, oh, my earphone is giving out. Yeah, I have background in marketing and all of these things, but still, like with AI, it just I jumped over, just avoided wasting so much time. So I found a way to make content finally on Instagram. So I was
All right.
celebrating that today. And
Mm,
well, I'm creating an app basically. People like me or small, small businesses or solo. I want to use AI to really help, because I need it myself. I need to do so many tasks as a single
that's right.
person for a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I want to make an app that really just helps with very relevant things. I don't know if I want to say it just yet. Next
Okay.
time. I'm gonna tease
Right.
it. I'm gonna keep it for next time.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
started with AI automation. This is something that I foresaw 2 years ago. So I just looked into it now that it's really up and running, now that it's a topic. So yeah, I would say I mastered it yesterday. It didn't take
Hmm.
long to grasp, but yeah, it does feel like in programming mode because you have to you have to think about error recovery. You also have to be able to program some logic, even though it's not code as such, you still have to put in the logic into everything you're doing. And yeah, as you can see in my icon, this is one of the projects I'll be doing soon. This is one of the apps I'll be creating soon. But yeah, as you know, it's very enticing. There's always something that comes in between before you get there. But I
Yeah.
will get there. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay, my earphone was dying. So, yeah, it was, as I said, it's so much to cover, so much to talk about, so much development, and it's always updates and things like that. So, we just gonna be back for another conversation soon, I hope.
Definitely.
Cool. All right, then. I enjoyed it a
Yeah.
lot. So, yeah, see
All
you
right.
soon then.
Until next time. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.